Hi friends, let's begin to study Chapter 3, Balance of Payments. As I have mentioned in the introduction, besides the concepts of foreign exchange rate, the balance of payments is another key concept in the course of international finance. It's usually shortened as BPs or BOPs. Sometimes it's in a single firm, can also be shortened as BP or BOP. In this video, we'll study the definition of the balance of payments. Here is the definition of balance of payments. It's the measurement of all international economic transactions between the residents of a country and the foreign residents. Please be noticed, BOP's transactions are taken place between residents and non-residents. So, in order to make clear the meaning of BPs, we need to define the concept of resident firstly. Here is the definition of resident. Resident can be defined as an economic unit that has an economic interest center within the economic territory of a home country. In the definition of resident, there are several key terms. One is the term of an economic unit. It can be a person, a company, or a governmental organization. The second term is the economic territory of home country, which includes the area outside of the country, such as the native embassies and consuls in other countries that the government has the jurisdiction over, and doesn't include the foreign embassies and international organizations located within the homeland. For example, in each foreign country, there is a Chinese embassy. In the U.S. territory, there is Chinese embassy. In the UK, there is a Chinese embassy too, and so on. All the Chinese embassies located in a foreign country is all Chinese territory. Within Chinese territory, there are U.S. embassy, UK embassy, and Canadian embassy, which is all located in the district of Chaoyang Sanlitun. They are all belong to foreign countries' territories. The third term, has an economic interest center, means that the unit has already launched out production activities for 1 year or more than 1 year. If an economic unit has an economic interest center in a local place, then the unit will be regarded as a resident of the local place. Here, we need to stress, though in many textbooks, it's written that if a unit conducts production or consumption activity, then the unit will be regarded as having an economic interest center in the local place. However, in many circumstances, only the unit conducts production activities will it be regarded as having an interest center in the local place. For example, students, patients, tourists in a foreign country, though they conduct consumption activities there, they are not regarded as the resident of the foreign country, but the residents of their home country. So, please be aware, whether an economic unit conduct production activities in a local place is the key factor to judge whether or not it is a resident of the local place. Here are several questions to help us understand the concepts of resident. Is a Chinese student in China a resident of China? The answer is yes, no doubt. Then, is an American student in China a resident of China? The answer is no. because, as I have mentioned just now, students as well as tourists and patients don't conduct production activities, so they are regarded as non-resident of the local country, no matter how long they stay there. How about an American professor in China? Professor is different from student because a professor will conduct production activity. So, an American professor is regarded as a resident of the local country. The last question is about tourist and patient. Is an American tourist or patient in China a resident of China? The answer is no, as I just explained. Please be noticed, in the course of international finance, FDI firm or foreign direct investment firm is sometimes regarded as a resident of the host country, sometimes is regarded as a non-resident of the host country. Which on earth it is depends on whether the FDI firm conducts production activity or investment activity. When we considering a FDI firm's production activity, is regarded as a resident of the host country. When we considering a FDI firm's investment or finance activities, it is regarded as a non-resident of the host country. When we considering FDI firm, if it conducts investment or financing activity, it is regarded as non-resident of the host country. If it conducts production activity, it should be regarded as a resident of the host country. Here are several transactions carried out by FDI firms. From the perspective of host country, whether these transactions be recorded or not to be recorded in the balance of payments of the host country. The first transaction, our FDI firm transfers profit to its parent company. The answer is should be recorded because profit is from production activity, so the FDI firm is regarded as a resident of the host country. The transaction is taken place between resident, the FDI firm, and non-resident parent country. So, the transaction should be recorded into BOP's account. The second transaction, a FDI firm invests directly with its investment profit in the host country. Though profit is from production activity, the transaction we discuss here is not transferring profit, but investing in host country. So, we are considering the FDI firm's investment activity. It is regarded as a non-resident of the host country. The transaction is taken place between non-resident, the FDI firm, and resident, the host country, should be recorded in the BPs. The third transaction, a FDI firm issues and sells bonds in host country. Issuing and selling bonds are recorded as financing activity, not a production activity. So, the FDI firm is regarded as a non-resident of the host country. The transaction is taken place between non-resident FDI firm and resident the host country, should be recorded in the BP's account. The first transaction, A FDI firm sells its products in host country. Products are from production activity. The FDI firm is regarded as a resident of the host country. The transaction is taken place between resident the FDI firm and the resident the host country, should not be recorded in the BP's account. In this video, we learned the definition of the concept of balance of payments. Only those transactions between residents and non-residents should be recorded into BP's account. So, it's important to distinguish who is resident, who is non-resident. That's all for the section. Thank you.